Dream Theater announced last week that Mike Mangini was chosen to fill the vacated drum position previously occupied by founding member Mike Portnoy. With Portnoy gone, the band decided to hold auditions, and it was taped for a special 3-part YouTube documentary titled The Spirit Carries On. The band was 99% effective in keeping the choice of Mangini under wraps, and of course it was revealed in the final episode. John Petrucci talked about how Dream Theater approached replacing Portnoy.
When we realized that Mike Portnoy really left and it sunk in, and we had to find a new drummer, we started to think about, well, how are we going to go about doing this? And who do we know that would be somebody we'd like to consider? And are there people that we don't know? We thought of all different things. Are there unknown people that are somewhere in the corners of the, practice rooms of the world, up and coming? And of course, there are the people that we know, that we played with before, or we know professionally, whatever, and would they be interested? And we started to come up with a list. And we had, a short list. It was not too many people on there. And then we started contacting them. Would you be interested? They said yes, and we set the whole thing up.
John talked to Artisan News about deciding to make a movie out of the search.
The initial idea was, we have to film this. That was our first thinking, is that this, we can't just do this and have no record of it. We have to film this. And so you think about, like, oh, we'll give a video camera to our manager. But then when we started to really think about it, it was like, well, why don't we do this for real? Is this something that maybe the label would be interested in? And they were totally interested in it. And their production person really had some great ideas, hired an incredible director and film company to do it. And we went for it. We did it professionally. And I think they did such a great job.
As for the choice of Mangini, many fans thought that The Spirit Carries On and the drum competition was fixed, but Petrucci insists that's not the case.
No, of course we didn't know all along. It's just Mike was the first guy. And he was literally the first one to audition. And he came in there and he just knocked us out, He just has all of the elements are just in place. So it's probably why it kind of came across that way. It was a very natural, chemistry between all of us. It's like one of us, East Coast guy, Berkeley, it's the same. He's one of us.
Petrucci also revealed that Mangini was the first drummer Dream Theater played with, aside from founder Portnoy.
Up until that point, we had never played with another drummer. Dream Theater never existed with another drummer. We never played with another drummer as Dream Theater, so it's like the first time we're kicking into a song with a stranger. Not that Mike Mangini's a stranger, but and it just blew us away. That could have went any way if it was somebody else or whatever. And it was like, wow, we could have played these songs in front of an entire audience, and it would have been perfect.
Mangini was very familiar to the band, playing on 3 of James LaBrie's solo albums. Dream Theater is currently in the studio working on their next still untitled album, and we'll have more on that, what might have contributed to Portnoy leaving the band, and Mangini's permanence in the next few days.